Hello, Chris here. In this 22-part video series, I'm going to show you how to make an animated farm scene like this in Blender. First, we will model our first barn like this in Blender. Then we will model our second barn and our third barn like this and apply materials to them. Then we will model our silo like this using simple techniques and apply materials to it. Then we will make a windmill in Blender and apply materials to it, and we will make this windmill in such a way that we can animate it in our final scene easily. Then I'll show you how to make a tractor that will look like this in Blender using simple techniques, and we will apply materials to it. Then I will show you how to make realistic looking trees like this in Blender. We will model these two trees first, and we will model this custom tree at the end of our video series. But if you want to check it out right away, you can do that. I have provided a link in the video description. Then I will show you how to make realistic looking bushes like this in Blender. Then we will model a wheelbarrow and apply materials to it. Then we will model a fence post and pave stones and apply a wooden material to the fence post and rock materials to our pave stones so that we can distribute them in our final scene. Then I'll show you how to make rocks in Blender using simple modeling and a couple of modifiers, and we will apply a stone texture to our rocks. Then we will model grass like this in Blender and apply a base color and translucent texture to our grass model. Then I'll show you how to make a grass clump like this so that we can distribute it in our final scene using the hair particle system in Blender to make it more realistic. Then in the next video, we will add a plane and bring all our objects together and arrange them in our final scene. Then we will apply a displacement modifier to the river and ground. We will make the river in such a way that we can animate it in our final scene. Then we will arrange our fence posts and pave stones in our final scene. Then we will make a bridge and apply a wooden material to it. Then we will apply materials to the floor and water to make it more realistic. Then I'll show you how to weight paint and distribute our grass and bushes in our final scene using the hair particle system in Blender. Then we will add an HDRI and a background sky image to give lighting to our scene and make our scene more realistic. Then I will show you how to make a fog in Blender and add it to our scene to make it more realistic. Then I will show you how to change the leaf color if you want and improve our leaf material, and we will make our final custom tree like this in Blender. Then in the final video, I'll show you how to animate our final scene and make a still render image and an animation video in Blender. That's it for the introduction. Let's get started. So first, open Blender. Now we are going to make our barns. So select all using A key. Then press delete key in the keyboard to delete them all. Now we need to add a cube. So shift plus A in the keyboard. Then mesh and select cube. Now go to this properties window. Change the size to 4. Now we need to open the panel. So press N in the keyboard to bring this menu. Go to item and change the Z dimension to 0.1. Now we need to apply the scale to this object. So press Ctrl plus A in the keyboard, then press scale. So you can see 3 scale dimensions are 1. Now we need to add an empty. Press N in the keyboard to hide that toolbar. Shift plus A, empty, plane axis. Now we need to rename them. Select the empty, go to this outliner, double click on the empty, change the name to mirror point. Select the cube, double click on it, change the name to barn 1. Then select the cube. We need to place a mirror modifier to this cube so that we only need to model on one side of the barn. That is much easier and faster that way. So select the cube, go to edit mode using tab, go to front view using numpad 1. Now we need to place a loop cut here. So Ctrl plus R in the keyboard, left click, then right click to remove any movement. Now we need to delete these 4 vertices. So go to wireframe mode, select these 4 vertices, press X in the keyboard, then select vertices. This will delete that 4 vertices. Go to solid view. Now we need to add a mirror modifier. Go to modifier properties, which is this range icon. Add modifier, mirror modifier. Select the axis as X and select the mirror object to mirror point. Then turn on clipping. As you can see, our cube is got a mirror modifier to it. Now if we go to object mode and selecting the cube and we move this cube using G, we can see mirror is moving, and while we move our barn we don't need it to separate half the way, so press escape to remove any movement. So we need to parent this empty to this cube, so select the empty, shift select the cube, make sure the cube is the active object which is a light orange outline, then press Ctrl plus P in the keyboard, then select object. Now if we select the cube and move using G key, we can see our cube is not being separated. Then press escape to remove any movement. Now we can make our barn shape. Select the cube, go to edit mode using tab, go to face selection mode, select the top face, go to front view. Now we need to extrude this 2 meter, 1.5 meter and 0.5 meter. So select the top face, go to front view, E to extrude 2 to extrude 2 meters, then press enter. E to extrude again 1.5, then press enter. E to extrude 0.5 in the keyboard, then press enter. So we extruded 2 meters, 1.5 meters and 0.5 meters. Now go to edge selection mode, select this edge. Now we need to move this edge to here. So G to move, X to move along X axis and place it here. Make sure the clipping is turned on. Now we need to place a loop cut here so that we can place our door and windows. So Ctrl plus R in the keyboard, left click and slide the loop cut to here. If you go to front view, you can see we slided the loop cut to here. Now we need to move this loop cut, select this edge, go to front view using numbered 1, G to move, X to move along X axis and place it here. Now we need to remove any double vertices. So select all using A key, press M in the keyboard, then by distance. You will get a message says removed 4 vertices. Now we need to make the roof for our barn. So go to face selection mode, select this face, shift select this face. Now we need to extrude these faces along their normals. So you can extrude faces along their normals by going to face, then select this extrude faces along normals option. The shortcut for that is Alt plus E in the keyboard, then select extrude faces along normals. As you can see, our faces are being extruded along their normals and place it here. Now we need to select this face, shift to select this face, shift to select these two faces. Now we need to extrude them again. Alt plus E in the keyboard, select extrude faces along normals and extrude it to here. Now we need to select this edge and the opposite one. Go to edge selection mode, select this edge, shift to select this edge, then make sure this pivot point is median point. After selecting the two edges, S to scale, Y to scale among Y axis and place it here. We got a cone to our roof. We need to extrude these faces, so face selection mode, shift to select these 3 faces, E to extrude and place it here. And we need to make these 3 faces parallel to the ground. So after selecting that 3 faces, S to scale, Z to scale among Z axis and press 0 in the keyboard, then press enter. This will make these 3 faces parallel to the ground. Now we need to place 2 loop cuts here. So Ctrl plus R in the keyboard. Increase the number of loop cuts to 2 using mouse scroll wheel. Press left mouse button to place the loop cut, right mouse button to cancel the movement. Those 2 loop cuts are selected. S to scale, Y to scale among Y axis and bring them closer to here. And we need to place a loop cut here. So Ctrl plus R in the keyboard, left click to place a loop cut and slide it to here. Then select this face, go to face selection mode, select this face. And we need to extrude this so that we can make our chimney. So E to extrude. As you can see, our face is being extruded as being expanded. We don't need that. So press Z key twice. So Z, then press Z again. Now we can see our face is being extruded along the global Z axis. Now we need to extrude it again. E to extrude, Z, then press Z again. Now select this face, shift select this face. Alt plus E in the keyboard, select extrude faces along normals and extrude it to here. Now we need to place a window here. So select this face, press I in the keyboard to insert and insert it to here. Now we need to scale this face along y-axis. Select the face, S to scale, Y to scale among y-axis and place it here. Now we need to extrude this, E to extrude and place it here. It's a little thick, so select the face, G to move, X to move along x-axis and move it here. Now we need to insert this face again, I to insert and here. Now select the face, right click and subdivide. This will subdivide the face. Now we need to insert these 4 individual faces. So select the 4 faces, I to insert. As you can see, this will insert the 4 faces together. We don't need that. So press I again. This will insert the 4 faces individually and place it here. Now we need to move this to x-axis. So select the 4 faces, G to move, X to move along x-axis and place it here. Now we got a window to the top of our barn. Now we need to place an open window here. So we need to place a loop cut here. So Ctrl plus R in the keyboard, left click and slide the loop cut to here. Now we need to join these vertex and this vertex. So go to vertex selection mode, select this vertex, shift to select this vertex. We can join these 2 vertices using J key. So select these 2 vertices, press J in the keyboard. This will join that 2 vertices using an edge. Now go to face selection mode, select this face, shift to select this face. Now we need to extrude it, E to extrude and extrude it to here. Now we need to insert these faces, I to insert. It's being inserted by single faces, we don't need that. Then press I again. This will insert as a single object and place it here. Now we need to extrude this, E to extrude and place it here. Now we need to make our window frame. So select these 2 faces. We need to separate this as a single object. So press P in the keyboard, then select selection. This will make that window into a single object. If you go to object mode using tab, you can see barn and window are 2 separate objects. Now we need to make our window frame. So select this object, press / in the keyboard. This will place the object into a local view. Then go to edit mode using tab, select these 2 faces, E to extrude and extrude it to here. Now we need to insert it, I to insert, then press I again to insert them individually, then place it here. Now select this face, E to extrude and extrude it to here. Now select this face, right click, then select subdivide. This will subdivide the face into 4 faces. Select that 4 faces, I to insert, then insert it to here. Now we need to move this back. So G to move, Y to move along y-axis and move it back to here. Now you can see our window is looking good. Now come out of local view using /. Now we need to rotate this window, then press / again, go to edge selection mode, select this edge, then press shift plus S in the keyboard, then select cursor to selected. This will place the 3D cursor at the center of this edge. Now we can rotate this window easily, press / to come out of local view. Now we need to select all using A key, then change the pivot point to 3D cursor, then press R to rotate, Z to rotate among Z axis and rotate it here. Now we go to open windows to our barn, then change the pivot point to median point again. Now go to object mode using tab. Now we need to select the barn, go to edit mode. Now we need to place dot to our barn. So we need to place 2 loop cuts here. So Ctrl plus R in the keyboard, place 1 loop cut and slide it to here. Then Control plus R again, left click and slide the loop cut to here. We need to place a loop cut here. So Control plus R in the keyboard, left click and then right click to remove any movement. Now go to face selection mode, select this face, shift to select this face, E to extrude and extrude it to here. Now we need to make door. So select this face. We need to separate this into a single object. Press P in the keyboard and then select selection. This will separate that object. So go to object mode using tab. Then select this object. Go to edit mode using tab. Select this face. Now we need to move it here. So turn off clipping. G to move, X to move along X axis and move it here. As you can see, there is a flickering in the viewport. That's because this door face and this wall face are at the same point. So we need to move this a little to the front. Select the face, G to move, Y to move along Y axis and move it a little. As you can see, that flickering is gone away. Now we need to extrude this, E to extrude and extrude it to here. Now we need to subdivide this face. So right click, subdivide. Now we need to insert this face. Press I in the keyboard and insert it like this. Then select that 4 faces. G to move, Y to move along Y axis and move it a little. Now we got a door to our barn. Now we need to place a window here and 2 windows here. Then go to object mode using tab. Select this barn. Go to edit mode using tab. We need to place 2 loop cuts here. So Control plus R in the keyboard. Increase the number of cuts to 2 and move it to here. Now we need to make a cut here, here and here so that we can make our windows. We can use knife tool to do that. The shortcut for using knife tool is press K in the keyboard. This will bring out the knife tool. Then as you can see, when we place the knife tool on the edge, it will turn green. Then left click on the edge and then make the cut. We need to make this cut perpendicular to the plane. So press Z in the keyboard. This will make the cut along the Z axis and then this loop cut, it will turn green. Left click. Now we need to make a new cut. So right click in the keyboard. We can place a new cut. So go to this edge, place a cut here, then left click to here, then right click to make a new cut, left click to place a cut, left click again, then right click. Make a cut here, make a cut here, right click to make a new cut here and here. Then left click to make a new cut, then press enter. This will make our windows. So go to face selection mode, select this face, shift to select these 2 faces. And we need to extrude them along their normals. So press Alt plus E in the keyboard, then select extrude faces along normals, then extrude it to here. Now we need to subdivide this face and insert it. So press I in the keyboard. This will insert the face to here. Since we selected all 3 faces, it will all be inserted. Now we need to subdivide this. Right click, then select subdivide. This will subdivide our 3 faces into 4 faces. Now we need to insert these total of 12 faces. So press I in the keyboard. This will insert them individually and insert it to here. Now go to this global transform orientation and change it to normal. Go to pivot point and change it to individual origins. Now G to move, Z to move along Z axis. As you can see, the faces are being moved along their normals individually. Otherwise, we would have to go along and do the same for all the windows separately. This is easier and less time consuming. Now change the transform orientation to global again. Change the pivot point to median point. So you can see we got our barn ready. Now go to object mode using tab. Now we need to join these window, door and barn. So select the window object, shift to select this door object, then shift to select the barn. Make sure the barn is the active object. Then Control plus J in the keyboard. This will join them into a single object. Now if we go to edit mode using tab, you can see our barn is ready. Now we need to make a flow. So select this face, shift to select this face, and shift to select the rest of the face. Otherwise, we can select this face loop. So go to face selection mode, press Alt in the keyboard and select this edge. This will select that entire face loop. So pressing Alt and clicking on this edge will select the entire edge loop. Now we need to extrude this along the normals. Alt plus E in the keyboard, then extrude faces along normals, then place it here. As you can see, this is looking good. Now we need to select this edge loop and fill this so that we don't have an empty floor. So go to edge selection mode, press Alt in the keyboard and left click on this edge. This will select that edge loop. Go to wireframe mode and make sure the entire edge is being selected. We missed this edge, so shift to select this edge. Now it's complete. Then go to solid mode, then press F in the keyboard. This will fill the flow of the object. As you can see, now we have a flow inside our barn too. Now we need to remove any double vertices. So select all using A key, then press M in the keyboard, then select by distance. We don't have any double vertices. As you can see, our first barn is looking ready. Now we need to apply materials to this barn. So go to material preview mode so that we can see our materials being applied. Go to object mode using tab. Then go to material properties. As you can see, material properties, this globe icon. We don't have a material for our barn right now. Now we are going to create a new material for our object. So press new. This will make a new material. Double click on this material and change this to red paint. Now we can change the base color to a red. As you can see, a barn is turned into a red object. Now we need to give a different color to our roof, glass and wood materials. So need to make a new material slot. So click this plus icon, then select this material slot and then click new. Change the material name to black paint. Then change this base color nearly to black. Then increase the roughness a little. Now select the barn object, go to edit mode using tab. We need to select the roof of the object and apply this black paint material. So go to face selection mode, select one of these faces, then go to select similar, then select normal. This will select the faces that are similar to a normal that is like this. You can go to wireframe and make sure no other face is being selected. Go to solid mode, go to material preview mode and select black paint material, then click assign. This will assign our object the black paint material. So you can see, since we have a mirror modifier, we only need to apply materials to the first part. We need to select this face and apply the same black paint material, then click assign. And select this face, go to select similar, normal, then make sure no other face is selected. Then go to material preview mode, select black paint material, click assign. As you can see, our barn got black paint material right now. Now we need to apply the material to the bottom of our barn. So we need to select the faces that are at the bottom. So select this one, shift to select the rest of the bottom faces. Now we can increase the selection by pressing Ctrl++ in the keyboard. This will increase the selection. Then go to wireframe mode and make sure nothing else is selected. Go to material preview mode, select black paint, assign. Then select this inside face, select black paint, assign. As you can see, our barn is looking good. Now we need to apply a white material to this frame. So click this plus button, select this new slot, select new, change the name to white paint. it already got a white material. So go to face selection mode, press Alt in the keyboard, then select this edge. This will select that face loop. Pressing Alt and clicking on this edge will select that edge loop. Make sure nothing else is selected. Go to material preview mode. Select white paint material, then click assign. This will assign the white paint material to that face loop. We need to select this face loop. So go to face selection mode, press Alt and click on this edge. This will select that edge loop. Then select the white paint material, assign. So you can see one is looking good. Now we need to assign the white paint material to this frame and the rest of the window frames. So select this face. Shift to select these faces inside. Then we can increase this selection by pressing Ctrl++ in the keyboard. As you can see, this faces is selected. Go to wireframe mode and make sure nothing else is selected. Go to material preview mode. Select the white paint material, then click assign. Now we need to create a new material for this wood and glass. So click this plus icon, select new and change the material to wood. Change the color to a brown color. Then we need to create a glass material. So plus icon, select new, then click glass. Change the name to glass. Scroll down and go to transmission and change it to 1. Change the transmission roughness to 0.05. We're going to make purely transparent glass. So go to this base color and change the value a little. Now go to wireframe mode and make sure this all faces are selected. Go to material preview mode. Now if we press Ctrl+- in the keyboard, this will decrease the selection. As you can see, this faces are selected. Go to material preview mode. Then select the wood material and then click assign. This will assign the material to that. Now we can press Ctrl+- again. This will select the inside faces. Then select the glass material, then click assign. So you can see we easily assigned this material to our windows. Then select this face, shift to select these inside faces and shift to select the faces again. Then go to here and shift to select these 4 faces. As you can see, these 12 faces are selected. Then press Ctrl++ in the keyboard. This will increase the selection and make sure you selected all those faces. Go to wireframe mode and make sure nothing else is selected. Go to material preview mode again. Then select the white paint material, then click assign. Now we need to decrease the selection. So Ctrl+- twice. This will decrease the selection to here. Then select the wood material, then click assign. Now Ctrl+- once. This will select the inside faces. Then select the glass material, then click assign. This will assign our glass material. Now we need to assign material to this window and this door. Select this face, shift to select this face, Ctrl++ in the keyboard. This will select these 2 faces. Then select the wood material, click assign. Now we need to select this face, shift to select these faces, then Ctrl++. This will select that door frame, then select the wood material, then click assign. Now select these 2 faces, then select the glass material, click assign. Now select these faces, Ctrl++ in the keyboard. It will select all the faces. Make sure nothing else is selected. Go to material preview mode, select the wood material, click assign. Now select these 5 faces. Select the glass material, click assign. Now we need to apply a white paint here. So select this face, shift to select the rest of the faces. Now Ctrl++. As you can see, this will select the window frame. Go to material preview mode, select white paint material, click assign. As you can see, our barn got nice materials to it. Now go to object mode using tab. Our barn is looking good. We will make our second barn in the next video. Bye for now. See you in the next video.